beautiful South Florida. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Washington Commanders and the Miami Dolphins. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he is out of bounds here on the return.
Ready. Hey, go here. Ready.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Now a play fake here on first down. Out to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Back to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Slings this deep from McLaurin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Washington. That's a great response. You give up the first score of the game, but you go right down yourselves and get the equalizer.
I just had a flashback there. I remember playing in a game like that in college where one of my teammates had said in the media that week, the opposite team would be lucky to cross our goal line. They crossed it in the first minute of the game. On our first offensive play, we scored to answer back. Something similar to what we just saw there.
Very similar to what we just saw. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few.
He's got him in. Complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Dolphins have moved out in front. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll. Looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll look to throw here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Noah Igbinoghene. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Sanders on for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
They go play action here on first down. Got a man. It's De'Ami Brown, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The end result, 21 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 40, the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
It's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start, can add on a couple more scores, this one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On play action, they'll throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively, they've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked off by Channing Tindall. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, this defense is circling early. A pick six there, and they are off to the races here this first quarter.
And, partner, when you get off to a first quarter lead like this, it really frees you up defensively to take some chances, really apply some heat. And that was just a tremendous play to pick that ball off and bring it back for a score.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 3rd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. This will be caught at Samuel. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. And that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he will find his man Samuel. Touchdown, Washington! Curtis Samuel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Tua. On target over the middle to Hill. A gain of 8 there on the play. And 3rd and 1 now.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
In motion right is Wilson. 3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 75. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Boy, Charles, you hate to see this for a rookie quarterback. You're hoping it doesn't shake his confidence, but that confidence, it might be shaken because that is 4 interceptions for him now in this ballgame.
It has to be shaken. Wouldn't be human if you weren't. Doesn't matter whether you're a rookie or a veteran. 4 interceptions, you're not sure what you're doing out there. So to me as a coaching staff, I would think very hard about getting him out and trying it again another day.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Channing Tindall. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
And you have to wonder, Charles, in a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Ready.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. This is intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Those have been a problem for them all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Forced out to his left. His throw incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast.
And now here's another interception.
The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, he picked it in the end zone. They're glad he brought it out all the way across midfield into enemy territory.
And don't think for a second that some teammates didn't tell him to stay in the end zone, right? What he did there, to me, was the equivalent of baseball running through the third base coach's signal to stop at third. And
it's only good if you're safe.
And he ended up, to me, this counts as safe. That's a great return.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Channing Tindall. And the Dolphins will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen. And if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder. Because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
To about the 48-yard line.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
This will wind up a loss on the play, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Tagovailoa going for it on fourth down. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And the Commanders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Channing Tindall. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for them. Small game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Tua sets up to pass it. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
Tua on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down.
And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs.
And that makes them now 0 for 3 on 4th down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on 4th down. I think they'd have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut and their emotions because it's not working for them. They've got to figure out what's been going wrong.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
From the gun, Heineke
taking a shot for Samuel. They drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Play action now. Here's Heineke.
And this is caught. It's Brown. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Heineke. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Keon Crossen.
I'll tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. From the 17, Tua escaping the pressure right. And it'll be intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off.
And the Commanders are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
is beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent.
Pressure gets there on Heineke, and down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
We have played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you'd like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. And, Charles, you look at this offense, their struggles moving the ball well documented. Dead last in the NFL in 1st downs, but signs of life there.
Yeah, and you and I do, I think, a really good job of respecting the game and respecting the teams. But this squad, they're in position now where their fan base gets excited when they pick up a 1st down. They cheer almost like they picked up a touchdown.
25 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to have it here just past the 25. Another solid game-changing play for this defense for the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense.
He's got a man complete. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it. One
of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Over the middle into the hands of the tight end Bates. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Here's Heineke. Slings this deep from McLaurin. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Heineke to throw it. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Curtis Samuel with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that will cut this lead down to 25. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And it is starting to appear, thankfully for them, that this is the week they're going to put it all together and end that long losing streak. They're not home yet. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the Commanders force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. They go play action. Now Heineke. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
On 2nd and 10, Heineke. He's going deep for Brown. They've got his man complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That good for 19 and a first down. Defensively, with this lead in the fourth quarter, I guess you can allow a run of that magnitude.
You're right about that, but really the focus has got to be don't fall in love with the idea that you're getting big runs now. You're right. They're actually being allowed. They've got to think really hard about getting some chunk plays through the air, too.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Heineke. And this is going to be intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. In motion, Hill. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Got a man. It's Waddle complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That one looks like he'll throw here. And now here is another interception. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Curtis Samuel, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Commanders take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Here we go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Here's Tua. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Tua going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Swinging this out for Pollard. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11. To throw is Heineke. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Throwing, Heineke. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel from 3 yards out. And the Commanders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
Okay, ready?
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And going deep for Hill. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to get this down inside.